What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City daily transfer update. Remember, rolling out daily City transfer updates here on YouTube throughout the whole summer transfer window for you guys to stay up to date with all the latest City transfer content. So if you haven't already, do subscribe to my channel. It is free to subscribe. Also, don't forget social media links. They're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. And finally, I want to say a big thank you to today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag, where Manchester City's new away shirt for the upcoming 2024-2025 season has dropped, and it's celebrating 25 years since Manchester City's miracle at Wembley Stadium, where Manchester City managed to pull off a comeback win to beat Gillingham to seal promotion back in 1999. They were wearing their famous yellow and black shirt that day, and Manchester City, to celebrate 25 years since then, have released their new away shirt. Very famous kit in the history of Manchester City, and it's absolutely sensational. So you can go and check it out. Links and details, they are in the description. So we're going to crack on with this video. We're going to start off with the outs, and we've got the very latest on Tomas Galvez. Now, LASK have signed Tomas Galvez from Manchester City on a season-long loan, so wanted to wish Tomas the very best of luck in Austria, getting himself a cracking move there to LASK, and hopefully he'll be able to get plenty of minutes there and showcase all of his credentials and all of his capabilities. Brilliant loan move that. Wishing him the very best of luck, and do hope he goes and smashes it there in Austria. Now, moving on to the final transfer of the outs, takes us on to an update on Manchester City youngster Alex Robertson, and he has now officially left Manchester City. So he's no longer a City player. He's now signed for Cardiff City down in Wales. Now, he signs for them for £1 million. There is some add-ons and a sell-on fee that has been included on this deal as well. And Glen Williams has been keeping us all up to date with all the latest from this, with a source close to Cardiff City have said that City have included a whopping 25% sell-on fee on Alex Robertson. So if Cardiff City do at any point end up selling Alex Robertson, then Manchester City will pick up 25% of that fee, so 1/4 of the whole fee there. So wishing him the very best of luck in the Championship next season, and also wishing Alex the very best of luck for the rest of his career and for the future as well, and wishing him all the best in the Welsh capital. So moving on to the ins, as we've got no contract news, takes us on to the final story, and I want to speak about Eberechi Eze. Now, Steve Kay has said that Manchester City are seriously interested in signing Eze from Crystal Palace this summer, and Manchester City are right now thinking about making a move. Remember, he does have a £60 million release clause. It's a very simple, very easy signing for Man City to get done, and helps us to replace the departing Julian Alvarez, who is expected at some point over the next few days to join Atletico Madrid for £82 million. So City would still make £22 million on their net spend. They do get to replace Julian Alvarez with a player who can play more in central midfield, a player that can play out wide as well, versatile, can play through the centre, on the right and on the left. So I think that would be, for that reason, a really good signing. He's a very hungry player. He likes to develop. He likes to learn. He's oozes class, and I think under Pep Guardiola, I think Eberechi Eze would be able to push himself to be even better. And remember, Eze's only just fought his way into the England national team, so he will now be thinking in the long term, how is he going to get to the next level? How is he going to go from being a player that's in the squad to a player that's featuring on a regular basis for England, playing for his country? And the way that you do that is, and I don't mean this as any disrespect to mid-table Premier League teams, but you're not going to do that by playing week in, week out for teams who are finishing 12th, 13th place in the Premier League. It might get you in the squad, it won't get you in the starting 11. You need to be playing for the biggest clubs, playing in the biggest competitions, which means Eze needs to, on a regular basis, be playing in the Champions League and working hard to find himself being a regular at Manchester City. It's why Jack Grealish chose to come to Manchester City. Unfortunately, didn't manage to find or fight hard enough to get himself into the Manchester City starting 11 in time for the European Championship, so he was never selected. However, if the European Championships were happening in 2023, after the season that Jack Grealish had in helping Man City to win the treble, win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, win the Champions League, Jack Grealish was influential for Manchester City. He would have been one of, if not the first player on the team sheet for England if the European Championships were happening in 2023. A year is a long time, and Eze's got to think to himself now, if Man City do come calling and they're happy to release that clause of £60 million, which could well happen, he's got to think to himself, is he good enough to fight his way into that Manchester City starting 11 and hold his place? And Eze's got to be looking at the squad and thinking long term, because is Mateus Nunes, who's, in my opinion, got 12 months to prove himself. If he can't prove himself, he'll be out. Kovacic into his 30s. Obviously, you've got Kevin De Bruyne looking towards maybe the final year left on his contract. In 12 to 24 months' time, Eze could be, if he does sign for City, one of the most important players that we've got in the first team squad. He's versatile, he's homegrown. I think there could be worse players that City could be going for. It does seem at this moment in time that City are battling between, do they want to make a move for Eze at Crystal Palace, or do they want to make a move for Pedro Neto at Wolverhampton Wanderers? And Neto oozes quality. My only concern is he is injury prone, whereas Eze isn't, and he's homegrown, so he's got that going for him. So I think if it was to be a decision between the two, if it was up to me, and this will split the City fan base, by the way, I think I'd rather make a move for Eze than I would making a move for Pedro Neto. But that is just my opinion. I think he'd suit City better than what Pedro Neto would. I think he'd suit Pep Guardiola's system better than what Neto would as well. But that is just my opinion. In terms of what we were speaking about in yesterday's video, stands very much the same. Rodrigo, a player that's liked by Man City, a player that's very well liked by Pep Guardiola, of high quality. He's the kind of player that turns games in the flip of a coin. We've seen we've seen Rodrigo do it against ourselves, against Manchester City. Problem is, as far as I'm aware, isn't asking for a transfer, would be very, very expensive. It doesn't seem like the kind of deal that City would pursue. And as much as I'd love Rodrigo at the club, I just right now cannot see that happening. However, you know, move it on 12 months. 12 months is a long time in football. You know, one or two players leave City. Rodrigo can't work his way into the Real Madrid's team. Obviously, with Jude Bellingham going through the centre, and you've got players like Mbappe and Vinicius Junior that he's competing with, and Rodrigo as well competing. One of them three players up front, if they don't find a formation to suit playing all them players, could be left pretty unhappy. And I have a feeling that Rodrigo could well be the odd one out, because Mbappe costs that much in wage and a signing on fee that they've got to use him, and Vinicius Junior is obviously a brand coming in from Brazil, so they'll want to use him, whereas Rodrigo's just kind of Rodrigo. And I would love Rodrigo at Man City. Right now, I don't think it's going to happen. Eze, though, I think is much more realistic, much more doable, not too long left in the window, a good replacement for Alvarez, and also homegrown, versatile, and also Manchester City make some money on net spend as well. As far as I'm concerned, everyone's a winner. But still not address that central defensive midfielder, that alternative to Rodri, that player that can complement Rodri, that player that if Rodri needs a rest, we can use them instead. What's going to happen? I do think a lot depends on what City choose to do with Calvin Phillips. Also keep an eye on what's going to happen with João Cancelo. Still some question marks to be sorted in this transfer window, and still Man City could end up making a move, not just for one, but maybe two players in this window. We'll see. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 300 likes is the aim. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Social media links, they're in the description if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by Kitbag. Remember, you can go and check out that sensational away kit. As far as I'm concerned, I think it's one of, if not the very best that Man City have managed to produce, certainly for an away kit under Puma. Do go and check it out. Links and details, they are in the description. You can go and copy yourself the new Manchester City away jersey. And I'll see you all again tomorrow religiously for the next daily Manchester City transfer update. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.